People like Nick Fuentes, Jake Shields. For those of you who don't know who these guys are, I mean, they're the typical hyper masculine guys. They push a lot of, it's the Jews narrative, the JQ stuff, which there obviously is stuff that should the public should know about, or there's truth, I should say, that the public should know about in regards to the people occupying that land that was established in 1948. If you get my drift, but we can't sit here and say it's all of them, just like we can't say it's all Freemasons, or we can't say it's all the Skull and Bones, or we can't say it's all Democrats, right? I mean, for us to point a finger or say it's all, make it even more ignorant, say it's all black people or something. For us to point a finger at one group of people is very ignorant when the people who are really controlling everything ultimately are a collection of different people from different backgrounds, different so called religions, different skin colors, different classes, even. And people like Nick Fuentes. Now, we could argue all day if people like Nick Fuentes or Jake Shields are they really do they mean what they say? Are they genuine people? Are they useful idiots, right? Because if they are genuine and they aren't controlled up, they aren't being paid by some outside force, they're useful idiots. But someone like Nick Fuentes, Jake Shields, I mean, they have a huge platform. They get donations. If you ever watch Nick Fuentes' lives, or I don't watch it often, but there's stuff these guys say I agree with. It's not like they're totally wrong. It's just where they're ultimately leading you is not correct, because it's going to be down a religious rabbit hole. It's making you hate specific groups. They make you hate specific groups, right? They'll even go as far as the hate on other races, of course. The white power stuff. Again, they play into that extreme conservative right hyper masculine narrative or agenda, I guess you could say. Because again, we could debate all day if these people are a controlled op or not, but they always are anti-Islam. They're anti anything that's not Christian white, and I guess that typical fairy tale American lifestyle. That's what they promote. And the problem with the TradCon and all these things is it quite frankly it doesn't exist anymore, right? It's not a real thing. There aren't women out here that are like women from the 1950s who are just looking waiting to get married. There's plenty of women, of course, that want to get married, but when it comes down to how these women are, we're talking about women in 2025, and they try to push that you should try to go for women with the caliber of 1950s. Now, are there women out there that are like women from the 1950s? Sure, but the percentage of them is so small, right? You got to go out in the middle of nowhere to maybe find these women, and the vast majority of the population lives in cities, right? Like I live in New Jersey, where most of the United States population lives in this little state here, right? And you're not gonna find any tradcon, chadcons, whatever it's called, type women, tradcon type women around here. That's for sure. In New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, in New York, in Delaware, in Connecticut. I mean, you're not gonna find women like that. Maybe if I went to deep in Virginia, maybe if I went really deep into PA, maybe. But most people live in the cities and they live a lifestyle that replicates how most people live, right? We have jobs, we have to pay all these outrageous bills. We're all struggling to survive, right? Ultimately. But anyway, I didn't mean to go off topic, but they say political things, right? They say they didn't vote for Trump. They lean more towards Trump, but they didn't vote for him, right? Because of the Israel stuff, and Trump is partnering with Elon Musk. How suspicious is that? I mean, come on, people.